Hi, how are you? Welcome back to my English teaching channel. Today's video, I am going to be speaking about different ways to become more fluent in English. So I'm going to give you some tips on English fluency because we all want to be more fluent when we're learning a language. So a problem that I think most language learners struggle with is speaking fluency. In my comment section and in my top searches, the most commented and the most requested is practice with speaking. It's definitely one of the most common challenges that language learners have when learning a new language. I think that it's easier to study vocabulary and grammar and read and write, as you can just do that on your own. You don't really need to practice with anyone else, and this can be more motivating because this can be easier because you don't need anyone, you don't need any resources, you don't need to spend money, you just have yourself and you can just practice on your own. But with speaking, you really do need another person or another native to help you speak English with. So whenever you're listening or reading to English, you might find it quite easy to understand. But then when you have to speak and have a real conversation with a real native English speaker, sometimes the words don't come to your head and you struggle to get any words out. Now, this is actually a really common problem with a lot of language learners. Myself personally, I have definitely been there. I am also a language learner. I study Spanish and Irish. And one of my biggest problems is definitely speaking and fluency. I've had so many moments where I can understand the language and I can listen and I can read and write, but I really struggle with actually stringing a sentence together and bringing my Spanish or Irish to life and to actually speak it. I think when you practice on your own, it can get quite stressful and under pressure whenever you start to speak with a real person in a real situation. Now, one thing that really helped me for practicing conversation regularly rather than just on my own was using a platform called Italki. Now, Italki is an online language learning platform offering personalized one-to-one lessons with native teachers. Now, what I really liked is that it connects you with real teachers, real native and professional teachers from all around the world, so that I can practice real life conversations and not just study on my own. Whenever I first started using it, it was really just for conversation practice, but my conversation fluency and confidence has really improved. It really helped with speaking confidence. On the platform, there are over 150 languages and 30,000 teachers to choose from. You're able to browse through the different teachers and you're able to read their introduction, watch a video of them speaking, read reviews, and really choose a teacher that you can connect with and that teaching style suits you. Here is a browse through the platform. So there are 150 languages. Here are a few of them. Choose your language. Then you can look at all the teachers that are available. Choose a teacher. So I'm going to choose this one. Choose how many minutes you want to have a lesson for. And then you can book your lesson. Some teachers have lessons straight away. So there I am, booked, having my lesson. You can choose whatever style suits you, as some teachers are more focused on conversation, just natural daily conversation, whereas other teachers are able to help with more structured lessons such as grammar, vocabulary, sentence structure, things like that. So it just depends what your goal is, whether it's becoming fluent or grammar. You can choose a teacher that is best for you. For example, in my lesson, I just practiced natural conversation. I talked about food, culture, traveling, and then the teacher just can butt in and help with pronunciation and just really, in a friendly and kind way, help with any mistakes that you made. So there's no pressure whatsoever. This kind of feedback wasn't something I was really getting when I was studying alone. I didn't even notice the mistakes that I was making until I started having real life conversations with other teachers who helped me to point out these mistakes, and it made improving a lot easier. Here's a clip from one of my lessons and the teacher that I had.
Hi, I'm Sheila Schrickle from the US. living in Luxembourg. I have a bachelor's degree in English language and literature and a TEFL TESOL certificate. And I'm passionate about teaching English.
Another thing I really liked about Italki was that all of the lessons are one-to-one. Now this makes a really big difference as I get one-to-one personalized lessons, and it's a lot better than having group classes. This one-to-one speaking opportunity really helped with fluency. Over time, having regular conversations with natives really helps. So I definitely recommend finding a native speaker and letting them help you speak English. I think you definitely become more comfortable and less stressed with what you have to say. You start to overthink less the more opportunities that you have to speak the language. For me personally, having consistent real-life conversations really helps you to become more fluent and more confident with the language. Reading and writing are still, of course, very important, but speaking practice and finding someone to speak with is also just as important. Let me know in the comments how you practice your speaking. Do you practice with yourself? Do you practice with a friend? Do you practice online? Do you have a tutor? Do you need to find someone using a platform? Let me know how you practice your speaking fluency, and if you even practice it. Maybe you only practice your listening with videos like this. Maybe you only practice your reading or your writing. Is speaking important to you? Platforms like Italki really help you to find native speakers from all around the world. So you can find people from England, America, Canada, Ireland, Australia, South Africa. Like, there are people from all over the world that you can choose from. Another thing that I really like about Italki is how flexible and affordable it is. There are no subscriptions, you just pay per lesson. Now, if you want to improve your speaking skills or language skills, then you can. In my description below and also in the comments, I have a link. Now, there is a special offer where you can buy $10 worth of lessons and then you get $5 free for your first lesson. You can use my promo code AFTERHOURS3, all in capital letters. Here it is. This offer is limited to the first 50 users, so if you're interested, then definitely go and get that now. Now, at the end of the day, if speaking is something that you really struggle with, it's not the end of the world. It does not mean that you are bad at languages or bad at English. It just sometimes means you haven't had enough practice or enough opportunities to speak the language, enough opportunities to have real conversations. So it can be quite hard to find motivation or to find someone to have these real conversations with. The more you speak, the easier it becomes. You will start translating less in your head the more natural conversations that you have. And you'll definitely feel more confident to express your thoughts and what you need to say. So if you want to improve your speaking fluency, if you are ready to take the next step in your English learning journey, then please check out in the description AFTERHOURS3. Use my promo code. Get $5 for free when you spend $10 on your first lesson. Remember, it's limited to the first 50 users. So maybe you don't have the opportunity to have a lesson or to find a tutor or a teacher to practice your speaking. So another way to practice your speaking and your fluency is to watch videos like this. Now, I've got some videos where you repeat what the teacher said. So for example, I am wearing glasses. I have a book. So just repeat after me. This is a purple marker. So I have videos that help with speaking and pronunciation. You just have to look through my page and find one. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope that it helped. I hope that you will be able to have the confidence to practice English. And thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all later. Bye!